And welcome back to the AV Reality Check. I'm here with JJ from Verge Motorcycles. My name is Dario Pagani with Autel Energy. I'm actually, flying solo for a few minutes. Matt will be back soon. However, I'm super excited to be here with JJ. Welcome.
G'day, mate.
And a big shout out to GreenCars.com, who's powering this stage. We actually have a great, model here that is only available for the low cost of $95 a month for a lease. So, but moving on to Verge. So super excited to have Verge here. I stopped by your booth earlier. Motorcycle looks amazing. I know it performs amazing. So tell us a little bit about what's new with you guys.
Well, thank you for having us here. We are literally next door, and we are very excited because we have a couple big announcements that we want to make to this crowd here. But the first things first is we are considered to be one of, if not the most premier EV superbike in the world, with the longest range, the fastest, most efficient charging, and also we have something called a donut motor, which is actually our motor which doesn't have a belt or a chain, which makes us one of the most efficient EV motorcycles in the world.
That's super cool. I walk by and I'm like, should I put my head in that? Does it fit? It's pretty amazing. So just the technology itself and the look of it is absolutely astounding. So what caused you to go to that route with your design? What was the eureka moment in designing Verge?
So our company is based in Finland. Our founders are Finnish and they're engineers. So one of them's software engineer, one of them's a robotics engineer, and the three of them together, they decided they wanted to create an electric motorcycle in a garage one day. And fast forward, 5, 6, 7 years later, now they created something so unique. We own the patent to our motor. You have what you see today, which is what our TS Pro is, with the donut motor. So really, it wasn't created to create a motorcycle. It was created out of very intelligent engineers that wanted to create a fun project. And like things that happen by mistake, we have some wonderful, innovative technologies that come out of it. That's what we have today, Verge Motorcycles.
That's awesome. So as far as the United States market, it's something that you have been present for a little while now. Where would I find Verge Motorcycles if I want to go ride one?
We opened up our operations June 1st of 2024. We have a brick and mortar store in Westfield Century City. We also have one in Westfield Valley Fair. And the news I wanted to announce to everyone today is we actually opened up our third location at the Bike Shed Los Angeles, which is a very, very well-known motorcycle community place in the United States. So we actually opened up on Monday for a soft opening, and then next Thursday night we have our official launch at the Bike Shed Los Angeles, which is going to be a very, very big night for us because we're officially a part of the motorcycle community now.
Exactly. That's where I really wanted to go to. So that motorcyclists are very much creatures of habit. Like their favorite ride is their favorite ride, and the feel of riding a motorcycle is very unique, bike to bike. So if I am a traditional motorcycle rider, why would I look at Verge? What would get me excited about riding a Verge motorcycle?
That's a great question. Like I say to many I've been riding for a long time myself. I love internal combustion still. I love motorsport. I love F1 racing. I will say that this will never compete with internal combustion for the certain reasons that you like internal combustion. However, why do you like riding a motorcycle? Someone says, I love the freedom. I said, great, we're perfect for you. I love the feeling. Great, we got that feeling down for you. I love the performance. We've got the performance as well. And the one thing I say to people is, riding a motorcycle is truly the only time you'll ever truly feel like Superman, because you're going so fast with no sound, just the wind in your face, the wind in your hair, and you can hear everything around you. That's the closest you'll ever get to feeling like Superman.
That's awesome. And when you were talking about performance, that's something that you guys have in spades. Can you talk a little bit about the performance on the Verge motorcycles and the overall handling experience that I feel is just a big differentiator for you guys?
Absolutely. So the one thing that separates us from other EV motorcycles is we have engineered our performance to be as it is. So for example, the next closest competitor to us in the EV market with pound-foot of torque is, I believe, 160-something pound-foot of torque. Our motorcycle produces 737 foot-pound of torque, which is, I don't know if anyone understands that amount of torque is pretty phenomenal with what we've done with our motorcycle. The other thing as well is our donut motorcycle does not have a belt or a chain, so it's very efficient. Also, our technology for our charging makes our bike phenomenal as well. And our bike will ship to the US next year with NACS charging, NACS charging. So we could actually use Tesla applicable and Tesla supercharging to charge our bikes at a super fast rate. With our range of 217 miles, is the most in the EV motorcycle world.
Yeah, so taking advantage also of established charging networks. You know, you can charge your Verge motorcycles the same way you charge your Tesla, the same way you charge your other EVs. So, you know, that's a great advantage. Also being on the road, obviously you're going to want to take road trips, and it's going to be a comfortable ride. It's going to be a reliable, you know, ride when it comes to charging. So, you know, that's quite cool. So when it comes to Verge, obviously, and electric motorcycles in general, one of the big misconceptions is that, you know, they're a little bit off balance-wise, you know, from kind of weight, from a weight standpoint. So can you compare like your approach to like other electric motorcycles on the market?
Well, I don't know if anyone here has ridden a motorcycle, but if you fill a gas tank or a petrol tank, I'm from Australia, petrol, up the top you have a lot heavier top. So when you're turning left or right, you have a lot more weight to control. With our motorcycle, our battery pack is down the bottom in the front, so you have a very low center of gravity, which allows you to control the motorcycle, especially for someone who's not a big person or a tall person. I'm not tall in any way myself. For male or female riders, it's quite easy to control the motorcycle because of the low center of gravity. So that's what separates us from any other EV motorcycle, and also internal combustion motorcycles as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've ever tried putting a motorcycle up on a stand, like you'll understand how that can be a struggle sometimes. So this goes to mitigate that factor quite a bit. So I'm sure lots of riders will appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing as well is when you're what we call lane splitting or filtering, going in between cars, you have one gear. So you're linear. You don't need to hold the clutch in your left hand, and you don't need to second guess which gear you're in. So literally you could hold it with one hand and go through slow traffic, and you'll never burn legs either, because there's no heat emitted from the engine, because we don't have an engine. We have a motor, a donut motor.
So would it be fair to say that somebody that always wanted to ride motorcycles but was kind of intimidated by some of the features that are proper for, like, you know, internal combustion engine motorcycles, would this be an easier ride?
Yeah, I have two thoughts about that. Number one is, yes, it will be an easier ride. Number two, our motorcycle is very powerful. So I would obviously encourage everyone to get their M1 motorcycle license first to learn how the dynamics of a motorcycle works, the safety of motorcycles, et cetera, et cetera. But if you want to say, is it easy to learn? Literally, you're riding a scooter, but I'm saying it's a scooter on steroids.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, easier to ride and safer to ride, because you don't have as many things to think about.
Exactly. And the best thing about it is you're doing this. That's all you're doing.
So, given, you know, speaking about performance and staying away from, like, you know, daily riding, what's the? Can you tell us about a time that you really pushed Verge to the limit when it comes to performance? I know that there's all testing that goes on behind the scenes, and can you tell us a little bit about that, about how you work on performance and speed, because that's one of the big differentiators between you and other brands on the road.
Absolutely. I encourage everyone to go to our YouTube channel. We have some really great videos that our marketing team and our engineers have shown. We actually did something called a monsoon test, where you put our TS Pro in a tent for 4 hours and just pounded it with rain. And none of the electrical components broke down. The bike worked for 4 hours straight. So that's one thing. Number two, every Christmas we share a video of Santa Claus, Father Christmas, riding in the snow in Finland. The company's from Finland. I'm sure Randy will appreciate when I say Sissel. Riding through snow. So our bike can ride through snow. Our bike can ride through the rain. In terms of myself physically, I've ridden the bike quite fast in certain circumstances. And to me, the fact that you don't have to click through gears when you're going, and you're going linear, it's easier for you to go fast and slow down at the same time. Once again, once you go certain speeds, your brain is acting on fight or flight mode. So if you forget which gear you're in, or if you're clicking down gears, you're not concentrating on the road. With our bike, it's just this and this.
That's awesome. Have you had good rides here in California?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
What's your favorite?
To be honest, my favorite ride was coming down to Electrify Expo in San Pedro a couple months ago. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. There was no one on the road. And I live in Los Angeles, so to be able to ride from my house in Mid-City to the expo in like 18 minutes, that was probably one of my favorite rides. And I know that might sound silly, but it was amazing for me because I got to ride the entire highways by myself.
Yeah, and even if you've ridden that before with a different motorcycle, I can imagine that riding with a Verge motorcycle would be like rediscovering the same route all over again, you know.
And the other thing is, I've been riding this bike for a year and a half now. I get stopped everywhere I go. Traffic lights, stoplights, stop signs. People want to take photos. People ask you the questions. Every ride I do with the bike is pretty fun because you get to meet people. And everyone says, oh, that's the Tron bike. That's the Tron bike. And I said, no, it's Verge. But I'm always wearing a helmet. So, that's a Verge motorcycle. So.
Well, here's your opportunity. You're going to have a bunch of people to talk to here. By the way, Verge is here at Electrify Expo. You know, here to tell you all about their motorcycles, and you can actually test them out, which is, you know, it's not something you get to do every day.
Absolutely. We're just next door, so if anyone wants to see our bike, come and say hello. If you have an M1 license, a valid US license, you can actually test ride our bike. We're about 5-minute walk down on the left-hand side. We have test rides available. Come and say hello. If you want to reserve our bike, it's a $100 reservation as well. And yeah, we'll be here. Bikes will be released January 2026 onwards in the US.
Awesome. When it comes to the global market, like, you know, where would I find Verge motorcycles in the world?
So right now, our two spaces are North America and Europe, UK.
Excellent. I think that, you know, overall, like, do we have any questions, Randy? Perfect. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's a cool, great motorcycle, cool company. You know, it performs great. It's easy to charge. I mean, what else is there to say?
I think it's an easy sell in itself.
Right? You sold me. All right, thank you, JJ. So
you.
Great to have you here, and you know, we're going to keep going with another session here in a few minutes. So come by the EV reality check stage, and let's talk some EVs.
Thank you, sir.